Hi, this is Greg Ammerman, Director of Training with Financial Education Services. And on behalf of Mike Toloff and Paramount Nyack, we want to welcome you to the FES team. We consider ourselves a family of agents working for a common goal to help consumers to be much more financially prepared for their future, and of course, at the same time, help our agents to be immensely successful. Now, when you first get started, of course, you're thinking, well, I'm new. What do I do? And that's exactly why you're watching this video called What to Do When You're New. Now, when people get started, they come in and they basically fall into one of three categories. The first kind of person is new to this industry. This is a new career, a new endeavor for them. And that's actually a good thing because you'll learn how to do it right the first time and develop good habits. Then you have the second kind of person who has maybe tried something similar to this, or maybe has gone out on their own before, maybe hasn't achieved the level of success they wanted to. And then you have the third kind of person that has had success. They've done other things. They've been involved with other businesses. They've had success in other careers. And so, of course, as soon as they come and get involved with FES, they go, man, this is going to be a cakewalk because I've been successful before. And I want to just let you know, especially if you're that person, first of all, congratulations on all the success you've had in the past. But this is unique. This is different. And everything that you've been successful for in the past doesn't necessarily mean automatically you're going to be successful here. Now, can some of those things, those skills, those characteristics, can they carry over? Yes, of course. But you got to be open to learning this business and being what I call new. Everybody coming in needs to be new. And I'll give an example of what I mean by someone who had previous success. You may have heard of Michael Jordan, right? One of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. Well, no doubt that he was tremendously skilled, had the great attitude to play basketball, won championships, but he wanted to go play baseball. Now, when he started out to play baseball, did he have the same success in baseball that he did in basketball? Of course not. But why? Because he never put the time, energy to learn that sport. See, it didn't just carry over. Same thing here. So I encourage you, once again, be new. And so what's the best thing that everyone can do, whether you're that new person who's never been in a career like this, whether you've not had success in the past, or that person that has had success in the past? What I can tell you is this: follow the system. See, everybody should follow the system. You know what system stands for? Save yourself time, energy, money. Think about that. If you don't have a system, what does it do? Cost yourself time, energy, and money. And think about all the things in our lives where we have a system. We have a banking system. See, if there was no system in place, our money would get lost. It would be all over the place. There would be no way of tracking it. What if there wasn't an air traffic control system? Could you imagine that? Wouldn't be a good thing, huh? And the same thing with any other kind of system. Systems save people time, energy, and money. And I think all of us want to do that. So follow the system. Now, when you're new, the first thing you want to get your hands on is the new agent checklist. Now, you can also obtain this if you don't have it by going to your back office and under training, under forms and documents, that's where this information will be. So let's go over our checklist because it's part of the system and we have some things to do. One of the first things you're going to do is make sure you schedule your first training session. Now, you're going to hear a lot about FES University. You're going to hear about our advanced training programs, and you probably already have already. But it's not just about the university. It's about all methods of training, online training. That means the videos that are available, the conference calls that you can plug into, the live calls, and listen to some great people to teach you a lot about the services and the opportunity. So you just want to schedule those dates, not just the first date, but ongoing. You want to make sure you're staying plugged in because obviously the faster you learn the business, the faster you can go out and get the results you're looking for. And understand something, the trainings come down to two things: mindset and skill set. See, We all need to have a successful mindset and skill set. We need to have the attitude for success, right? We got to be positive. We got to be focused. We got to be dedicated. We got to be determined. We need to learn the knowledge. We need to learn the skills. We need to learn the steps that we have to take in making sales and getting other agents. And so it's a process, but always keep sight of those two things, mindset and skill set. You're going to hear a lot about that very, very often. So let's move on as we are going to focus on training, whether that's conference call, video, Saturday trainings, maybe there's a training taking place in your local area in an evening. You want to plug into those things. The next thing you want to do is you want to fill out your personal FES career commitment agreement. And this is very valuable because this is basically you making an agreement with yourself. And of course, you're also committing to other people that are going to be working diligently to help you succeed. So if you haven't already filled this out, make sure you do. And it says right here, very simply, of course, you put your own name in there, make the following personal commitment to become educated and well-trained, as we've been talking about. And that's going to include personal growth and self-development, which is that mindset. And also that you're going to commit to working hard. You're going to adhere to the goals that you set for yourself within FES. This pledge is an acknowledgement of my dedication towards securing my financial and personal future. And I'm sure that's why you're here. You want to become immensely successful. And so you got to make the commitment. And then what you're going to do is start listing why you're doing this business. Why did you start this new endeavor? Why did you take this career on at this point in your life? For me, when I started in this industry many, many years ago, it was because of my mom. That was my why. See, my dad died at a very young age. He was 55 years old. I was 21 years old at the time. And my mom, who raised me and my two older brothers, never really had to have a real job because she worked with my dad to support his business. He was an accountant and he did everything by himself. And unfortunately, when he passed away, so did that business go away. And my mom had to go get a job and it was very difficult. And that was something that motivated me. That was something that got me up every day to go to work, to want to build something, to give her back her life. And that was my why. That was my reason for doing what I did. So my question to you is, what is your reason for embarking on this new career path? And you want to put that down for several reasons. For yourself, so you know and you're clear, but also so other people that are supporting you and helping you can kind of stay on top of you and remind you of why you decided to do this. Because it's very easy to get sidetracked. It's very easy to get discouraged, and a lot of people do that. And we don't want that to happen to you. So what is your why? Then you're going to agree to some simple things. I will, it says, commit and schedule, and you're going to pick the amount of hours you feel you could dedicate and you can focus on each and every week, because you've got to treat this like a job. And if you treat this like a job, I always like to say, then you won't have a job. But you got to put in the hours, because it's so easy to, let's say, if you're doing this and you're starting out on a part-time basis, and all of a sudden, you come home from work and you've had a long day and you're tired and you sit on the couch and you watch TV because you don't have to do this. Something I learned a long time ago, when a want becomes a need, that's when you'll succeed. But most people want this business to work. They don't need it to work. And I'll encourage you to make it like you need it to work, because then it will. So if you schedule hours and you know you made that commitment, then you need to go put those hours in. What are you going to get? Better results. And one day, hopefully, you won't have to have a job, because this will be your full-time career and you'll have so much success in it. You'll have the freedom you're looking for. So what are those hours? And to realize, once you decide what those hours are, and there's not a right, wrong, good, or bad answer, what is it? Is it 3 hours a week? Is it 5 hours a week? Is it 10 hours a week? Just make a decision and stick to those hours. But during those hours, some of that time is going to be dedicated not only to going out and actually doing the work, but on education, on personal growth, on skill building, on practicing what you're learning so that you get really good at it. Just like anybody that's trying to be really good at something. When you watch a sporting event, you see professionals, for instance, what do you think? That they've never practiced before? We all know better than that. They practice and practice and practice and practice. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Or you go to a concert, you see a great performance. Do you think they're winging it? Or didn't they have lots of rehearsal prior to that performance? Of course they have. And so it's the same thing here. You want to be really good, then you learn the skills and you rehearse the skills. You practice the skills. Why? Because that's going to make you go out and be a much better performer. And at the end, that's what's going to lead to the positive results that you want. You're going to agree in here to complete that checklist. You're going to be responsible for completing your FES protection plan. And that is going to be huge because that's your services. Those are the things that are going to help you protect yourself and your family and give you peace of mind. It's also going to help you to understand how the services work. You're going to become skilled at filling out the services because you've done it yourself. And that's going to make you much more effective when you're sitting down with potential customers and you can look them in the eye and say, I've done it. I have these services. They work. I am protecting my identity, my credit, my family, my finances, and so forth. So you're going to agree to not evaluate your business in its first 90 days. And what I mean by that is, let's say you get involved, you have high expectations. And one of the biggest things that I can share with you early on is managing your expectations. Because when people get involved in a business like this, when they start this new endeavor, this new career, they have huge expectations. And it's great to have big dreams, and it's great to have, high expectations. But you also have to realize that a lot of times when you set out a goal or you set out a path, it doesn't always go exactly as you wanted it to, right? I mean, I'm sure there's times in your life you can think of many instances where that's been the case. So just in case it doesn't go exactly as you plan, well, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Know that a lot of people that have had obstacles and things come up and get in their way still have become amazingly successful with FES. At the same time, there's certainly people that have gotten involved and have fulfilled their expectations. There's people that have come in and become sales directors in a week. So it's possible to really do well really fast. But at the flip side, if you don't, that doesn't mean you should give up, because there's people that it's taken longer who are, again, amazingly successful as well. Also, what you want to do is attend all the events and training programs that you possibly can. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to attend them all. You have a family, you have obligations, you have responsibilities. We all do. But we try to attend as many things as possible because that's only going to help us to succeed with FES. So just keep that in mind. As much as you can do it, do it. And then make a one-year commitment. Start right from the beginning to say, I'm going to make a one-year commitment to my FES career before evaluating whether I need to make an adjustment to my goals and what I'm doing. And if you do that, then it'll keep you focused for 1 year. And there's a very good chance that you're going to see some great results because you said in advance, I'm going to be here for the next year, and I'm going to commit to making this work. And when you think about our top agents, of course, what do they have in common? They've committed like that. And that's why they have the results they do. Now, the last thing on here is that you're willing to give the agents and the field trainers and the senior field trainers, sales directors and above, and the people you're working with, you're basically saying, hey, I'm giving you permission to hold me accountable. But you got to do that. You got to sign this paper right here, and you got to say, I give you permission to hold me accountable. Because that's what we're used to. We're used to that. When we grow up, what do we have? Our parents holding us accountable. If you played sports, you had coaches holding you accountable. When you go to work, you have a boss holding you accountable. It's what we're accustomed to. So we want to be in a position to hold you accountable, to help you to do the things you said you want to do, and hopefully you'll be appreciative of that. And so we just want you to say, yes, I give my permission to the people that are helping me to hold me accountable, to call me up, to call me out if they need to, and to give me constructive criticism and to help me to be the best I can be. And I think everybody should want that. And if you don't want that, then maybe this isn't going to be the best career for you. So hopefully you want that. I truly believe, when I think back in my own career, the fact that I had coaches and mentors and people that did hold me accountable, those are the things that helped me to achieve a high level of success. So you definitely want to fill out this agreement. And you're going to be giving it, you'll notice that it comes in 3 parts. Your part that you keep for yourself once you sign it, and then you have a yellow copy which you're going to give to the person that is enrolling you as an agent, right, whoever introduced you to FES. And then you have a pink copy, and that copy is going to go to your sales director. So that means every sales director is going to know who are the new agents coming on board, so they can be aware and they can reach out to you and help you when you need that help. Very, very valuable tool for you to make that commitment and to keep that commitment.